Hi, it's August the 18th, 2014, and this is episode 5 of Trending Now.
Yes, my name is Rocco Salata,
And I'm Alexander Maravilla.
and we're going to review some films for you today here that are trending now when you enter the Canada filter. When you go to Indiegogo.com, trending now, and enter Canada as a filter for these films. First up, we've got a film called Camp Death 3, The Final Summer.
Yeah.
This one's written and directed by a guy named Matt Frame, and it's a spoof of the Friday the 13th and Sleepaway Camp, which requires horror fans to aid in the slaughter, they say. It's supposed to be for huge fans of the 1980s summer camp slasher films, and films such as The Burning, Sleepaway Camp, Friday the 13th, and what they're trying to do is do like an airplane-style spoof of it. The guy like type of those Zucker brothers from the Kentucky Fried Movie and all this type of old school. This is this guy's fourth feature film, and he seems to be getting better each time that he does a film, but I'm not so sure about this one here. Like, I looked through it, and I don't know, I'm not as excited maybe as the cast is, or a spoof of the type of film, it either works or it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I want it to work, and I think it could have potential if done right.
Yeah.
And being this guy's fourth feature film, it could work if the screenplay's right, if the acting is pulled off right. It's supposed to be taking place in the 80s too. It's like, so he's taking it back, not just an homage to those type of films, but he's having the characters and the camp and everything done in the 80s style, like the 80s era.
Yeah. So it's not a sequel. The title is part of the joke, but it takes place on this camp that doesn't have any customers due to all the kids being scared away by homicidal maniacs.
Yeah.
The last one being a guy named Johan Van Damme. So they decided to have a camp for adults with criminal insanity. So criminally insane adults. So you have a camp full of psycho killer types, and there's a psycho killer loose amongst them.
Yeah.
And they have to find him. And it looks okay. It looks pretty humorous. The guy looks good, but they've only raised 10% of the money they need in the first 2 weeks, and they actually need the money to finance the movie. It's already ultra low budget. They're planning on shooting it on 16,000 over 6 days.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It doesn't look this so far like it's happening for them, like they're going anywhere, and unless they make like a bunch of sacrifices for it.
Yeah, they're going forward. They have a location.
Yeah.
They have a camp. Somebody has
paid for it.
Well, no, that's the part of the campaign, is they're asking money to pay for the rent of the camp.
They have a plan.
Yeah, a plan. So the camp, they have a screenplay, they have the actors, they have a lot of things in place, but they need the money to pay for it all now.
Yeah, so they either come up with the money or they change the plan, but considering it's already an ultra low budget feature, changing something it's probably not a good idea. It'll probably have some negative impact on it. It looks really good though. They have footage from the auditions, and the auditions were genius. Like he mapped the process of picking the actors to the way he wanted the movie to get, and it looks like he got a perfect cast for this kind of setting and this kind of film. And the cast and the crew seem dedicated, seem to know what they're doing, they seem very interested in making it happen. It's also, for $5 you get the movie, so there's really not much for you to lose. You can just give them $5, get the movie if and when they succeed, and if they fail, then you haven't really lost anything.
Yeah, some of the perks that they're talking about as well is you'll actually get to spend 6 days at the camp itself once they've secured the funding. Yeah, the whole shoot. Yeah, so I guess you'll be there for the whole thing, or the most of it. You'll be there with the cast and crew. If you do give, they're not just going after individuals. Yeah. They're accepting money from different groups and organizations. Yeah, so one of the things too is they'll give you sole producer credit, and this can be for you or your company. So they're trying to encourage companies and other people to give them money as well.
Yeah, they also give you 2 tickets to a premiere for $25. That's not bad if you're in Vancouver, of course.
Yeah, and they said for the director and the 25 plus folks in the cast and crew, this would be pretty devastating if they don't raise the amount they invested, considering all the time that they put into it and time and effort. So they said, the investment of the people is of huge importance.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so next up we've got this film from Manuel da Silva, and it's called The Codex.
So this film's really weird. There's a description to it, which is completely different from the video. The description says it's only a matter of time before terror finds you, right? And it says, in the story, Sam in the late 20s is undergoing big changes. How does a woman deal with old age, death, and fear of love all at once? April, Misa, and Naomi come together to help Sam in hopes of not only dealing with past issues, but trying to save each from certain death. Witches, are they real? Do they still exist? If so, where are they? This discovery ultimately changes Sam's life. There are twists and turns at every corner, and everyone seems to have an agenda of their own. So this description already is pretty cryptic. You're not really sure what that means. Yeah. But then there's this video that actually has footage from the movie, which is nothing like this at all. Like he goes on throughout the entire campaign about how he wants to put more women in front of the camera and how it's more important for women to kind of take their part in making movies, and how the movie's all about this friendship between these four women. But he doesn't portray that at all in the trailer. So no. If this relationship really is central to the movie, it should have been shown. But the trailer is weird. It's got some strange ancient biblical kind of references to it, and it's basically it talks about how men were created from clay and angels created from light, and there's this third being created from fire that has now become loose. So there's this ancient evil that is loose throughout somewhere. It looks like a forest, like there's some shots outside, there's a cabin and everything, and it's trying to hunt down these people who are the characters in it. Yeah. It doesn't show much, but there's just a bunch of action sequences and a bunch of effect shots. The effects are all over the place. Some of them look phenomenal, like these smoke effects are really well made. Yeah. And then there's some horribly bad one,
very horrible, yeah.
Like the meteor that just looked copy and pasted with paint or something.
Which is like important too, because like in this, even though it seems to be a story about witches and the coverage taking place in this backdrop of through the forest and running through the forest, and it does have a lot of women in the cast, we don't really see him kicking the ass or taking the names like the guy wants him to do. I mean, obviously by casting them, at least it's a good opportunity. Yeah. But yeah, the special effects in the shot, some of them were horribly bad, and I think it's not their fault right now.
No, they're still working on it.
Yeah, exactly. I think, and that's the thing, because that's one of the key things they're asking for is money to work on, like the soundscape and the special effects. And I think the one is it this one that they're doing the special effects? They're asking for sound and special effects. No. I don't know. Well, there's
a door.
Okay. Yeah, that one's finished. Okay. Yeah, this one here. Yeah. The purpose is to further women in film and to do more about giving women more stronger roles in horror films rather than having them just be victims all the time and being killed. This one wants to empower this group of women or coven of witches, and it takes them through this story. And you do see them having what seems to be more dialogue and intense conversations coming, and running through the woods and being the heroines. Yeah. So that it is focused on them, so maybe there's more to come.
Yeah. But yeah, so the quality is all over the place. Cinematography too, some shots look phenomenal, other ones could use a bit of work, but you never know. I mean, he's made 4 features so far, right? He wrote and produced one and directed and wrote the other 3. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he wrote the other, but he directed the other 3. And he seems experienced. The crew seems to know what they're doing, and so does the cast. But maybe it's just the attention to detail. Like the editing on the video was a little off. Also, the campaign was all misspelled, and the grammar was all weird. Sometimes you have no idea what it's saying. Like the thing about witches, it's just this random witch word in the middle of 2 sentences. You're not sure if he was trying to make another sentence or what's going on, but
yeah, it's kind of confusing. I mean, he has been directing for 12 years, and he loves the horror film genre. Yeah. And ever since he was a kid in his teens and stuff, he said he wanted to bring his horror ideas to the screen, and so that the world could share them. Yeah. And he said, he's got 3 other pictures that he did, and the most notable one was back in 2011. He did one called The Unleashed. So I don't know, I didn't get a chance to see what that looks like, maybe that would be a guide, to show you if the effects do get better, or the storytelling, or the look, or maybe it is worth checking out that one.
Yeah, there's definitely potential. But it needs work. He should probably update the campaign, fixes the errors, and just give us a bit of a better taste of what it is he's trying to do. Because right now, it could go in a bunch of different directions. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, and he does have like a philosophy that he shares with 2 other people. This Diane De Silva and L.A. Lopez.
Business partners.
Yeah, they started a production company together in 2014. And they share this vision of this identical vision of having for the future of women in film. They want to increase the number of roles of women in front of the camera.
Yeah.
So that's good. I guess more than just increase the number, he wants increase the number in stronger, interesting roles.
Yeah. Well, he should show us that instead of just saying. But,
which could be. So hopefully, if he raises the money, and this will offer what we need. If you do donate, some of the perks for this one is he's offering a signed poster from the cast and crew, and a couple of interesting things is you might be able to get a chance to play a zombie in this film, or if you donate even more, you can do a walk-on role in the film. I thought that was more interesting.
Yeah, and the movie would cost you $25. So it's up with we've got The Door by Patrick McBrearty.
Yeah, this is supposed to be about a security guard, a guy who's a new job as a security guard. That his name is Owen, the main character, and he only has one task, and that's to make sure that the door never opens.
Yeah.
So it's pretty simple. You're a security guard and that. But unfortunately, when a buddy of his goes missing, this guy Owen is the main character, and his friends, they have to search beyond the mysterious door.
Yeah, so it's like it's like the male version of Bluebeard without the creepy boyfriend.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks intriguing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very mysterious, right? And from the description, also from the footage, you could tell it could just lead pretty much anywhere, literally anywhere. But that's the central point of the movie, so. Whatever. The main part is that the film has actually already been made. They shot the whole thing. The whole thing's finished. They're in post-production.
Yes.
And they need the money to add sound design to it, to add an extra soundscape. And I mean.
And the score, the musical score,
and
the sound effects.
Yeah, and that's important for a horror movie. So I mean, it's if they succeed, they'll be able to add in the polish they need to make it really phenomenal. And this guy is an up-and-coming director. He's done 3 other features, 2 he directed and 1 he produced. The one he produced was called Never Lost, and that one's got some really good reactions. He played at Fantasia in 2010. Mm-hmm. The 2 he directed, though, Bounty Hunters and Psycho Ward, look horrible. And any feedback you can find on them on the internet says that they are horrible.
Okay.
So I don't know, but they look cheesy and campy, and like even the production values are horrible. But the footage that he's released for this so far looks far better.
Yes.
So it's possible that he's now starting to mature, and that this is his first actually good movie.
Yeah, and he does want, like flat out, he says he wants to make it as scary as possible with professional sound effects and score.
Yeah, so he's trying hard to make a product as good as he can. Right?
Yeah, and it stars a lot of different local actors around here as well. There's in one of them there's a girl named Jessie Yang. Yeah. She's in this one here as well, playing one of the characters, and she's on Asia's Top Model now.
Yeah.
So she's doing pretty good. So you should look out for her in this. This guy here, Patrick. He's got a lot of videos on the campaign as well. Yeah. Tells about the story and different type of videos, and it's worth a look to look at the campaign and see the details in there, the perks that they're offering. It's interesting watch. Like I said, the film is done, and one of the things that I think is interesting about this is a lot of times people will put a campaign on Indiegogo, and they'll just start ahead of time for the pre-production phases of development. But I think that the Indiegogo is good for every phase. Yeah. Like in this case, the film's actually shot, and there's worst case scenario, even if your film's in the later stages or you're just towards the end and even to the point of distribution, worst case scenario, at least you'll get more press, more the word out there.
Yeah.
And every penny counts when you're putting a film together.
Yeah, at this point he's got not much to lose. Not that I'm saying that, you know, it's a last ditch effort or anything, just that he's progressed so far now that he's got everything to gain.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks good. I mean, you're pretty much guaranteed to see the movie because it's
Yes.
already completed. It just needs to go into post-production. They're hoping to have it released, I think they said Halloween. So yeah.
Yeah, and some of the perks that they're offering, copy of the script, a DVD, a t-shirt, and VIP seating at the Toronto premiere.
Yeah, and I think the Halloween premiere was actually for Camp Death, not for The Door.
Yeah.
But yeah, so $25 will get you a copy of the movie. It seems to be the standard price
Yeah.
for campaigns. But yeah, it looks interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep an eye out for it.
My name is Jeremy Lalonde, and I'm the writer-director.
Okay, next up we have a movie, or I think it's a movie.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Because it's an educational type of narrative. So part education, part narrative of some sort. It's called How to...
No, it's a movie.
It is?
Yeah.
Alright. It's
They're
called...
They're not teaching people how to plan an orgy. Well, if that's what you're thinking.
Well, I'm going by the description and some of the stuff in there. He said it's called an educational
It's a
narrative.
running joke they have throughout the entire campaign.
Oh, okay. Alright, well, I guess I missed that part. But it's called How to Plan an Orgy in a Small Town, and it's directed by Jeremy Lalonde.
Yeah. So it's a romantic comedy actually. It's a full-length feature, and it's I mean the title self-explanatory. He doesn't even give a plot description. He just says that it talks about the central theme is accepting who you are and not caring about the way other people judge you, which I guess is something you would the kind of reaction you get if you tell your friends you're trying to plan an orgy, especially in a small town where everyone knows everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's by Jeremy Lalonde who did Sex After Kids a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And that movie has had like a lot of success in film festivals.
Yeah.
It's been nominated for 7 comedy awards, Canadian Comedy Awards. It's I think it won Best Feature at was it Film North? Yeah, Film North Huntsville, and Best Comedy at the Edmonton Film Festival.
Yeah.
He's done really well. I mean, this will be his 3rd movie. His last 2 movies were fairly successful. I mean, the last one, Sex After Kids, was the most successful one so far.
Yeah, a lot of famous Canadian people in it.
Yeah.
There's definitely, it's chock full of people from that TV show Lost Girl, and even the guy who, Pinson, I think his name is.
Gordon Pinson, yeah.
Yeah, he's the main guy, like, he keeps showing up in that series from Newfoundland, at the Republic of Doyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like, so already 2 films in, and he's already got like a who's who of Canadian stars.
Yeah, and he's done 2 shorts in between these last movie and this movie, and they've done really well too. One of them played at the film festival, at the Toronto Film Festival specifically, and the other one had Julian Richings in it, and is actually being turned into a TV show.
Yeah.
It's called Bastards.
Yeah.
So that looks pretty good. So I mean, the project has definitely got a high chance of success. He's got a lot of really good actors attached to it already, like
Yeah,
no
this one will
massive
get made.
celebrities, but like good Canadian actors who get consistent work.
Yeah, this one will get made for sure. I mean, it's already got like people like Jewel State, Ennis Esmer, who's helping out a lot. Yeah, Catherine Isabel, Lauren Lee Smith, who for a while, like, you know, she worked in some shows here.
She was in The L Word, right?
Yeah, well, she made the one series of CSI as well.
Yeah.
She went to like Vegas for that. She did most of her work in Canada. Went to the USA for that series, the height of Canada's popularity. Came back here. I think most recently she was on The Listener. So Ennis Esmer and Lauren Lee Smith both like on The Listener. Jewel was on a couple things too. Jewel Estate. I think she did that Serenity or the Firefly.
Yeah, she did both.
Yeah, she was in those. You got Catherine Isabel, Jonas Chernick, and this Tommie-Amber Pyrie, and a few more.
Yeah.
That's so far.
And Catherine Isabel is doing really well. She's known for taking like these indie movies and giving them a bit of a boost, and getting them out there.
Yeah.
But also the film has already gotten funding from Telefilm Canada, but they need to raise a certain amount of money before they release the funding, because they'll only give you a percentage of your budget.
Yes.
So I mean, they challenge you to go out there and raise more money, and they're doing well. They've got like 62% of their funding already done in the first 2 weeks, and they've got this very whimsical kind of campaign, and they've put work into it, and they're working on it continually
Yes.
every week.
Yes.
They've got, like, I mean, they've had Ennis Esmer and Tommie-Amber Perry walking the streets of Toronto, talking to people about planning orgies in small towns as a joke.
Yes.
And they do challenges and stuff, and they have this very creative advertising campaign that's having some really good results, and they're building a community around the advertising of the film, and they haven't even shown us anything from it. So there's already excitement. So there's no doubt that they'll succeed and make something.
Yes.
And with a cast this talented, a crew this experience, there's probably going to be something worth seeing.
Yeah, it's very, I think this is a special category of film that already has established people or well-known people. So it's a lot easier for these people who like have won awards and already have all these actors attached. It's easier for them to fund stuff. So I mean, for sure we'll see this coming up soon. And the perks too. I mean, like as part of their inventive campaign.
Yeah.
They've got like aside from the usual signed posters and that an invitation to watch from the sidelines.
Yeah.
They've got some clothes that they made, so they got limited apparel that you can do. And then from the actors, as one of the perks, they'll do a personalized phone message, like from your choice of cast member. So they'll have one of them record a message for you for your outgoing message. And then speaking of Ennis here, he's volunteered for like a day. One of them, he'll do an errand for you. Or he'll run an errand, he'll pick up your laundry. He'll do something crazy. They'll do something like that. That's just part of the ongoing things.
Yeah.
And then, then they said once it is made, you're also getting an invitation. You can join them at a film festival of your choosing. And then there's going to be screenings with questions and answers and a fun thing like a pizza party.
Yeah.
So yeah, all that aside from like a possibility, if you donate a lot more, then you get like the executive producer credit.
Yeah, yeah. And again, $25 will get you the movie. It's standard fare, I guess. So it's not bad.
So definitely look out for this one because I'm sure this one will get made.
Yeah, yeah. We'll probably be seeing it in the festival circuit at some point. But that's it for this week. We're gonna look at some more stuff next week and come back to you. So as usual, just remember to like, comment, subscribe. Tell us any feedback you may have about things we can do, about campaigns you'd like us to look at, and thank you for watching. Yeah.
Yeah. Once again, so I'm Rocco Salata,
I'm Alexander Maravilla.
and we'll see you next time.
Good night.